Let's just go. Let's just do this. Hey, what's going on? Good morning and welcome to the Mental Mobility Podcast, where we talk about mental health, mental fitness, anything you guys need, and exercise to do, or that I do, in order to feel better every day with my anxiety, depression, bipolar, and all the wonderful things that God has given me. So if you're ready to hang on out for episode number 120, if you're ready, I'm ready. So let's go. So pretty much like last week, I did like the flow of things and just talking and being right now with a couple topics that I had in mind. It's not really a topic today. There's always a topic today, right? It's something comes out of this voice that comes out of this mouth, this auditory sound that you hear, and it becomes something. And that's how it goes. There's a concept that I've heard of last week, and actually had to apply it this week. So I was supposed to work for a festival. It's called Life is Beautiful. It's here in Las Vegas. Nat and I went to it 2 years ago, and it was cool. It takes up the whole downtown area of Las Vegas, and there's 5 stages, I believe, even more. And if you've ever been to a festival, there's tons of things you can do, from food to vendors to activities to special guest appearances to music to stand-up comedy to, I don't even know if there was stand-up this year, but there's a bunch of stuff. It's a festival, so people are just there dressed up, face painting, and doing drugs and drinking and not, it's just a thing. And I applied for it a couple months ago, interviewed for it. It went very well, and they said that I pretty much had the job. So as I got ready to do so, I had to take off my original job, my real other job, and I had to make sure I set those days of the festival away. So I already took off. I requested off for those days, which was last weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? And I figured that I'd take off Monday because I'd have to recover, because, it's straight through 12 to 2 a.m. Every single day. That's what you had to commit to, 12 to 2. So I get in there. The days are coming. I'm getting ready. And I get an email stating that I've been changed to on-call, which means now I'm an on-call bartender. So I didn't know what that meant, but I did mean that, I kind of know what that meant, but I didn't know what to expect from it. So I would just wait and check my email, check my text messages, check my messages all the time, waiting for this call, right? Waiting for something. And Friday went by, I was like, oh, maybe Saturday they'll call me. Saturday went by, oh, maybe they'll call me for Sunday. And by the time it was Sunday, I was like, fuck this, I don't want to work anymore. I don't want to do it anyway. Even if they call me, I'm probably going to say no. And I didn't get called. So I took off all these days off my other job to experience something new, right? And I took that risk. Now, this is where, in my mind, I get mad, right? I like to think like anyone else, because what happened? Like, my 3 main days that I work at the other one are my big money days, right? So I gave up big money days in order to work for bigger money, right? Taking that gamble. I put money on the line in order to make more and to really experience something different, to experience more. And I was mad, right? I was pretty upset that I didn't get called, even more upset that I didn't get to work my other job, because obviously, we're the only source of income here is myself. So if I don't make money, we don't make money as a family. If I don't work and having to ask people to do favors, well, then it's almost like I hate doing favors, because then I owe someone something, and it's I don't know, it's kind of a thing about me. It's like I hate owing, I hate knowing that someone's got one over me, I guess. I don't know, not that I wouldn't do it, I just don't like that feeling like, oh, they got me last time. So I was getting upset. That, like, now I'm trying to think of what can I do in this time to do something, to be productive, to get to make up for the work that I'm missing, to make up for the money that I haven't made. Either way, right? I took a loss, right? How do I make that up? What am I gonna do? How many videos should I make? How many things? And I started going a little nuts in my head. Because if you know me, welcome to In Between Sets. This is just a quick reminder. It's gonna take less than a minute. Get outside and move. That's it. I'm gonna take your time. I'm not gonna take any more of your time here. It's a very simple thing. I do not like jogging. I do not like running. So what I do is I do 2 minutes on of hopefully jogging, 1 minute of off, And I just run that for a certain amount of time, so I don't gotta think. So I'm gonna put this goal in my head that I gotta do this much time or this much distance in this much time. Nah, man, just move. If that means walking for 2 minutes, then taking a shit for 1, well then let's do that. So just a quick reminder, in between sets, because it's in between my sets. I like to be very productive, and it's very hard for me to sit down and do nothing. And then all of a sudden I heard this story. Just listening, like I said, every morning I listen to I listen to affirmations, I listen to stories, I listen to literature and scriptures. That's what I listen to, all positive things and things, philosophy, I guess you could say, so I can think about my life and think about how I could make today great, right? How can I make today just as good as I want it to be? Right, because if I wake up and I wake up the way I used to wake up, where it's like, what's gonna happen today? What is gonna happen today that's going to throw me off balance? What's gonna happen today that's gonna set me back? And that's kind of how I used to think. Instead, now I just think about how great is it going to be today and how grateful I am for having today. And this is what it came up. So this is a quick, short story. Hang with me. Very short. I made it short. So a young disciple visited a Zen master with a cup, seeking wisdom. The master poured tea into the cup, which overflowed. The disciple protested, "It's full." The master replied, "Like your mind, full of preconceptions, empty it, and wisdom can enter." The disciple learned that to receive wisdom, one must first empty their cup of preconceived notions in order to receive more wisdom. I don't know if you understand Japanese. That's not Japanese. I'm just joking. I don't know, that's racist, by the way. I'm not sure if you understand what that meant, but so a student came in looking for wisdom, and the master gave him a cup and started pouring tea into the cup. Now he let it overflow all over the place, and he was laughing. Right, that was a super short story. He was laughing, and the disciple was getting mad, not understanding why he's overflowing all this when he just wants a cup. And the Zen master said, just like your body, your brain, your being, it's full of information. And just like us, we're full of things we've learned through experience, through education, through people's opinions. We're full of it. But we ask for everything, right? We ask for more. We ask for so much. And in the moment of this weekend, I was asking for more money. I was asking for more things to do. I was asking for production and to be better and to learn and to learn and to learn and consume and consume and consume. But if you think about it, by them not giving me the call, sure, I may not have the new experience, which I've experienced before from a spectator. Sure, I may not have made money, which is not a problem because we can always make it, can always find it, and I have it. And I also have love and family, so there's nothing for me to worry about. But even more so, I needed something to fill the void of feeling insignificant for not working, the void of feeling alone for not working, and to avoid the feeling of being a bum for not work. But let's think about that. Maybe this was the opportunity for me to empty my cup, because I can tell you right now, a week from Friday, I was asking to be off. I was asking to get some rest because I was tired, because I worked 75,000 days in a row. I worked my ass off doing things and PTA and work and then more PTA and then work and then family and then work and then this podcast, and I never really have off, but I always try to fill this time. Like right now it is Monday morning and I'm doing the podcast to fill it because this is the time that I have for me to efficiently make this podcast. But maybe the world or the God was giving me this opportunity to fill or empty my cup, my already full cup that I was already asking for it to let go. And I'm sure you can see yourself in this position too at times, where we get mad that things didn't go our way. We get mad that this didn't happen because of this, and now we're just stuck at home doing nothing. But are we really just doing nothing? Or are we now given the opportunity to empty things and let things go and relax and regroup and re-energize in order to learn something new, to accept something new, in order to have something new happen in our life? Because we can do all these things and try to, fill it in. We always try to fill in our life with information, always try to fill our brain with information so we don't get dumb and we stay smarter and stay on top of the game. But there's definitely time where we have to do nothing and just be with ourselves and understand ourselves more and find ourselves more. So once I heard that, I didn't get mad anymore. I kind of looked at it differently, that I don't have to do these things. Maybe the opportunities that my kids miss me from being at work. And my son even said, he goes, "Hey Dad, why are you working all the time?" Because it's different to him. You work all the time. And he said it, and it's funny because he's at school, but just even that little period of time when my brother has to pick him up from school now, I'm not there. So this is the time that I got to be with them. And we played, and it was everyone's birthday, so we're building Legos, and we're playing video games, and they're being annoying, and we're yelling at them because they're too loud, and it's just the normal family dynamic. But maybe this was a certain period of time that they needed me to be around. Me understanding that work is not the most important thing because of money, and I have to make it. Maybe just being present in the moment that I was given is the most important part. So I got workouts in. I cleaned the house. I hung out with them. I watched TV. I terribly watched the Jets lose yesterday. It was the worst thing I've ever watched. But I'm happy that I get to watch it. Because here at the West Coast, it's really hard to find a Jets game. Listen, I had to pay for it. I had to get YouTube TV to watch the game and pay $80 just to watch the game. Because CBS is not CBS there. We get the Raiders and the Colorado, then Denver. Colorado. Those are the games they televise. Or the LA Rams. They don't put the Jets on. They don't put the Giants on. Unless it's prime time, like Monday Night Football or Thursday Night Football. But those are the things that I got to do. And I don't get to do that. Right? I don't get to do that on Sundays because I'm working. I watch the Jets as I'm running back and forth. As we're helping guests, I watch the Jets and maybe communicate with them. I don't fully get to watch the Jets. Now I got a moment to do it. But even more so, I've learned that I don't have to always have my cup full, right? I meditate in the morning, and that's the time that I take to empty my thoughts and create some space inside my brain, inside my soul. Because listen, if it's full, how are we going to be able to get stuff? We always want stuff, right? We always want things. We want more. Right? We want a better house. We want a better job. We want more money, of course. That's what everyone wants, right? We want more time with our kids. We want more. If you think about it, a lot of things that happen gives us more time with anything that we need, or gives us an opportunity to let go of things that we're already doing because we get into this routine, right? This whole cycle of life, and it becomes very routine. Every once in a while, we gotta break it. Every once in a while, we gotta take a break from it. And it struck me when I heard that. Listen to that story. It's one of those things that just pop up. Not that I chose it. It just popped up in a random list, and it just made sense. And it made everything click for me. And the thing is, we're in a rush to do everything, right? We're very impatient. Myself, I'm very impatient. But we need to learn to be patient. And I guess you can say that trait or characteristic of me is from working out, right? Especially crank style. Always trying to win, always trying to be first, be better than what we were, beat our times, right? Very much so. And if I give people an objective, this is where I always think about it, right? I always write a workout and say, I don't want to say, but say it's hundreds. So we have to do 100 XYZ, 100 XYZ, 100. You could look at that hundreds, 100 squats, 100 push-ups, 100 pull-ups. How on earth am I going to do 100 pull-ups? We see something, and then we automatically think we have to do that fast. And that was always the misconception, right? And people would look at the board and be like, how on fuck am I going to do that? How am I going to do that? It's merely impossible for me to do that. And it makes sense. Right, because your brain is just so used to doing these spurts, and now all of a sudden you get thrown a curveball and something that's very, very difficult, but we're so used to doing it under time and under distress that we forget that if you could only do 5 pull-ups, then just do 5 pull-ups. But don't think that you're going to be able to do 5 more pull-ups after those 5 pull-ups. What you're going to have to do is rest. You're going to have to sit there, stare at the bar, defeat the deprecating thoughts you have inside your mind, and then do 5 more pull-ups 3 minutes later. And now you have 10. And then you're gonna rest another 5 minutes. And then you do another 5 pull-ups. And now you have 15. And then you rest another 5 minutes. And then you do another 4 pull-ups because you're definitely going to get fatigued. All right, now we're at 19. 20 minutes into the workout, you're already 19 pull-ups versus the 5 pull-ups you thought you can only do. But the only thing it took was time and patience. You've already made a PR that you didn't even think about. You already did something more achievable than you thought in your mind. Because you know in your mind, you can only do 5 pull-ups. That's my max. That's the most pull-ups I can do is 5. But you always forget about time and rest. And that's what everyone makes a mistake in workouts, especially timed ones. They think they have to do it so fast. Sure, if you're a competitive athlete competing for it. But if you're making yourself better in order to do something hard, it's gonna take some time and it's gonna take some patience. But by the end of the time, you will be finished. Will it be as fast as you thought you were going to do it? No. Will it be as fast as the person that you compare yourself to in the gym because they do it that fast? Nope. It's your time. It's your progress. It's the way you do things. Whenever you see something that's difficult, don't think about the end result so fast. Think about how can it be broken down in order to achieve it. Because we want to get to the end fast, right? We want to get a promotion after working for 1 year. We need it. I deserve it. Do you? I don't think so. But you can find out little things you can do every day to prove that you do. Little things that you can learn every day to do, not to do. I don't know how to say it. In order to get your promotion. And you might not get it, but you just might be a little smarter by doing it little by little rather than trying to rush things all the time. I know so many people that think they could only do this much, this many push-ups, this many pull-ups. It's a very simple exercise, but they forget that with a little patience and time and just giving a little bit of rest, you'll be able to do a little bit more, and it's a proven fact. So with that said, it did not turn out the way I wanted it to, right? I didn't get to work the festival. I did not get to make the money I thought I was going to make. But you know what I did do? I hung up the kids' posters in the room that have been on the floor for weeks. I created and I got new stuff for the house to make it look better. I got my wife her birthday gifts because it's her birthday coming up next. I'm tired of birthdays already. I got to celebrate with my son all weekend and my daughter and make it fun for them for the whole weekend for their birthday. We built and we reorganized things around the house. I got to have dinner with my brother and a guest yesterday, which I wouldn't have been able to if I was working. I practiced. I learned new stuff, creating new cocktails. Right over there. The tin's still there? Tins are still there. Got some new doozies too, pretty good. So those little things like that I probably wouldn't be able to do if I worked, if the plan worked out the way it was supposed to work out. Sure, it might have been a different experience, but I was already asking for it weeks beforehand that I needed a break, that I needed to recover, that I needed to regroup because I was getting hurt. I was getting tired, I was getting frustrated. I asked for it, and then it was given to me. It just wasn't given to me in the way I planned it, because I definitely wanted some rest. I definitely wanted to do nothing. I definitely didn't want to go to work, and the world gave it to me. I surprisingly got off my other job, and then this one turned on call, which they never called me, so I got what I wished for. And I'm glad that I saw it as that, rather than making it a struggle, or making it something negative, or making it, oh man, I didn't get to. Imagine if I got to. There's always going to be another time. Maybe I just need to take some rest, do some pull-ups, and move on to the next festival. Because there's a couple more that I'll be a part of anyway. So what was I really worried about? Think about that. How did this experience of mine apply to you? I never want to direct you into telling you things what to do. I just hope that through my stories and through my voice and through whatever it is I'm talking about that I experience, that you also find some thought or some light in a very dark time for you. Because I'm sure if you're watching this, you're a little dark. And that's okay. All right, I'm gonna go. I gotta go. I don't know, do something. What time is it? Are they gonna go to work soon? I get the kids ready? Yeah, probably. All right, I'll see you guys later. Till next time. Thank you so much for coming out to the podcast. Episode number 120. 120. I cannot believe this. Like, subscribe, follow, and shoot us a review. If you can, go to Spotify, Apple Tunes. Is it called Apple Tunes or iTunes? I forget. Apple Podcast or iTunes. And hit us with a review if you can. It would really help. And thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys next week. Hey, ciao.